Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and I just wanted to make a quick video. Well, why do I always say quick? It's never quick. This shit is never quick, and especially it's not gonna be quick when I'm talking about Final Fantasy 15. It ain't gonna be fucking quick. So, this is gonna be a not like lengthy thing, but it's gonna be a long video. Not long, but long. Because there's just so much to talk about. Oh my god. Oh, and of course this has to do with Final Fantasy 15, the uncovered event that happened last night, and that I actually almost missed because my power was out in my house again for like a good, I want to say 9 hours, and they were still doing damn updates to my service. So then the power went back on, but I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and I have a limited data plan, and YouTube sucks my data plan dry. So I was actually getting rather just depressed because I wasn't going to be able to. And of course, not being able to watch it is not the end of the world, because I could easily just watch it on Twitch and just see all the updates from there, which is what I was doing for the first like half of it. And then miraculously my Wi-Fi went back on, and I like scrambled to my PS4 and turned it on and watched the rest of it. But there's nothing quite like, and this is why I love E3. I mean, yes, E3 is all about is bullshit hype culture, and I'm not naive. I know that. But it's like a drug. It's almost like a drug. I know it's bad, but god damn it, I love just ingesting it. And of course, the footage that you're seeing is from the demo that was released. It's out right now on PS4 and Xbox One. It's a rather weird demo, but I'll get to it. I'll get to it later. So I'm actually looking on. Oh my goodness, so much to talk about. PlayStation blog, where they have like the 15 things that were shown or talked about. So I'm gonna talk. Of course, I'm gonna talk more about some stuff than others, because this video has to end at some point. I could go on for days about Final Fantasy 15. So first thing that happened was the fucking godfather of Final Fantasy himself. I always have trouble saying his name. Hironobu Sakaguchi. There we go. If I say it slowly, it's fine. So he came on, and he's not even with Square anymore. So they must have paid him a fat check for him to appear, and he's been very critical of Final Fantasy in the past. So I don't know if this was sincere or if this was him being given a fat fucking paycheck to show up, but. You know, he was there, and he talked about how, like, oh, well, I've talked with Hajime Tabata about the direction this is going to go, and I'm fine with it. So I hope Final Fantasy becomes a heavyweight title in the market again. And even like a few of the people working on the game, like Tabata and some other people, were like, it was this weird tone. It was like a weird apologetic tone. I mean, granted, I'm not a fan of the Final Fantasy 13 trailer, and the way they butchered the initial release of 14 was just terrible. But it was just weird just to hear this like super apologetic, humble tone from everybody. It was just weird. So that was cool to see him there. And I did watch the full live stream. After it ended, I went back as soon as they posted it on the YouTube channel, and I watched it. And then they showed off a new trailer, and oh my god, and it was the English version. It was like a 2-minute English version of it, 2.5 minute English version, and it was so fucking cool. Just everything about it was just wow. And I like the guy. I hope the voice acting is as good as the dad, because I like the dad's voice acting. King Regis, I think his name is. And they revealed that the theme song for the game is going to be a cover of "Stand By Me," which is sung by Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine, I guess. I've honestly never heard of her. I've never heard of this group, but cool. I like the song. I like the cover. So that's pretty cool. And apparently, Yoshitaka Amano, who's like incredible. His art is incredible. Um, he designed a brand new animated project, I guess called Big Bang. And it's, I think that's what the cover of the deluxe edition is for the steel case. I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, they showed new gameplay, which looked cool. They showed how, like, you know, you can ride chocobos now. They showed more of the battle system. And then they showed off, like, this fucking Titan coming out, and it looked like, it looked like Attack on Titan, but it looked a lot like Attack on Titan. It looked ridiculous, like, in a good way. It looked fucking cool as hell. And then they showed, like, these clips of, like, all the different environments that are going to be in the game. It's like, oh, look how big our world is, and yes, it looks varied. It looks like so much. It's almost too much. Like it's so much to process. Just all this, and I think one of my biggest compliments so far, just from everything I've seen from the trailers and all that, is that this feels like an epic journey. Like it feels like an actual epic journey, and I'm praying that they don't do like a sequel, like the ending. I know Tabata has talked about how the ending, he wants the ending to make people cry and shit like that, but it's like, I hope the ending is very satisfying, because I don't want any like sequel baiting for Final Fantasy 15-2, because you need to make this, just make this one game. This is what you have to do. I hope they don't fuck that up. I'm very worried that they're gonna fuck that up, but I hope I'm wrong. Also, okay, so one of the big surprises of the night was this anime that was announced. It's a 5-part anime for free. They're all going to be on Square Enix's YouTube channel, and I've seen the first one. Not too shabby for the first episode. I liked the animation. It looks cool. I like the witty banter that the friends have, that Noctis has with his friends. I like that a lot. But I think without the context of what happens in Final Fantasy 15, I think it, like, because they're trying to, and this seems to be what's going on during the game. So it was a little weird to see an anime that is coinciding with what's going on, like directly with what's going on in the game. It's weird, and I'm probably sure I need to play the game to fully understand what's going on. But you know, it was not bad. It's pretty good. I liked it, and I'm looking forward to episode 2, because of course they have to leave it on a cliffhanger. They have to like end it when it's at its most dangerous and exciting. So look forward to that. Looks pretty cool. And then they revealed probably like one of the things I was most surprised by. They announced a fucking movie, like a feature length CG movie, and I mean, I'm pretty happy. I think I'm one of the few people on the planet that doesn't give Advent Children a hard time. I've never seen The Spirits Within, and I really have no desire to. But I love Final Fantasy Advent Children. I've loved it ever since I got it on DVD, like years and years ago, like almost a decade ago. I still think I have that DVD, and I love that movie. I mean, the action in it is the shit. It just, watching Cloud and Sephiroth and all these guys just flip and fly around and like bang swords together, and everyone's gonna go, oh, it's just fan service, it's just, oh, it's flashy combat, and I'm like, so? Who gives a fuck? It looks fucking badass. The whole thing was just, it was so awesome. So I'm hoping for more of that from, I think it's called Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. I guess it's about what's happening in the kingdom while Noctis and his friends are away on their road trip. So, and it's apparently the story of this guy named Nyx, who's a member of the king's elite guard. And apparently it's a character that's not going to be in... It's a character that's not going to be in the game. And they also announced the voice cast for Kingsglaive, which is pretty impressive with the 3 names they've announced so far, which is Aaron Paul, Lena Headey, and Sean Bean. Which Sean Bean's probably going to die because he's King Regis, so he's probably going to die. And apparently they're not going to carry over to the game, which is disappointing. But I understand because, I mean, these guys probably must be fucking expensive to hire for a voice role like this. So I hope whoever they replaces these actors does a good job, if not better. Because I'd rather it be mediocre voice acting in the movie than in the game. Because I'd rather it be that way. 2 things I'm not gonna talk about all that much. They talked about some partnership with Audio. I don't give a fuck about that. It's a mobile game. Some pinball thing. It's whatever. But also the Platinum demo, which you're seeing footage of right now, and I'm pretty sure you can tell from the gameplay. It's kind of weird. It's very odd. It's where Noctis is. I guess he's been knocked out, and he's in a dream, and he's being followed by this dream guide. The carbuncle, who's like, you know, it's been in Final Fantasy games before. So this is like your journey with the carbuncle to find a way out of your dream. Apparently it's like Noctis's Inception, I guess. So it's pretty good. I wasn't really sure what to make of it within the first, like, it's only maybe take you like 30 minutes to complete it if you're actively trying to find all those like gold crystal things, which I might have. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. But I just was like, I was like, well, it's cool. It's more of a tech demo than an actual like really good solid feel for how the final game's gonna be. As far as combat, it's kind of there as far as giving you a glimpse of it, because there's a battle at the end that I'll have footage of that's really badass against like this iron giant thing. It's one of the first monsters you've seen in the trailer. It's the one that Noctis and his friends fight in the Citadel. It has like the gigantic ass sword. So I thought that was badass, and I really liked the combat this time around, which I wasn't crazy about the combat in Duskai. I thought it was good, but it was very rough, and it needed a lot of tweaking, which is obvious because it was basically like an alpha. But yeah, the combat is definite improvement. The camera has had an improvement. Frame rates had an improvement. So there's definitely a step up. It's definitely a step up from Episode Duskai, which even Episode Duskai got that one update, and the update made it so much better. And it's so much smoother and added so much more cool shit. So I like that. And it's pretty cool. It looks gorgeous. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look even better when it's like a crowded population and stuff like that. But the fucking day and night cycles you can do, oh my god, it was so good. I want this game so bad. It's my most anticipated game of the year for a reason. So hey, that demo shows some of why it's my most anticipated game of the year. Which brings me to the thing that will suck my wallet dry. Will basically take it and just put its injectors into my wallet and just all my money is gone. So they announced 3 editions for the game. One of them is the Day 1 edition, and you're gonna get the Masumi weapon with any version of the game. I mean, it's the sword. Day 1 edition, you get the sword. It's like, okay. And it's available on, I think, Xbox Store and PlayStation Store as well for a digital download. So that's there. And then they announced a deluxe edition, which comes with a very, very beautiful looking steel case. And it comes with Final Fantasy 15, of course, and Kingsglaive on a Blu-ray disc. They haven't announced when Kingsglaive is going to come out. That's the thing I forgot to mention. But they said sometime before the game comes out, so maybe people won't want the movie. Maybe it will be shit. But no, I'm not gonna think that way. Maybe I hope it's good. Hope the movie's good. And then the other thing, the final version they announced, which I went fucking bananas over when they revealed it. I was like, holy fucking shit! It looks amazing! I want it right now! Was that, like, crazy expensive Ultimate Edition. And I got one. It's a weird story how I got one. So, like, the second they announced that shit, and they were like, oh, it's gonna come out at like 9 p.m. is when the orders open up for it. And I was fucking determined to be one of those. I think they only made like 30,000 worldwide, which is incredible. I mean, 30,000 sounds a lot as a number, but when you think about like the millions of fans around the world that love Final Fantasy, yeah, 30,000 is not that much. Those fuckers are gonna get snatched up quick. And those fuckers got snatched up quick, especially the PS4 version. That shit, it almost crashed the damn store. And it took like, I think 20 minutes for the thing to sell out. It was crazy, less than 20 minutes. And I went on it and I was like, holy fuck, enter my information, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I live here, ship it here, overnight shipping, blah, 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 just get it here as soon as possible. And then I saw the price. Well, I saw the price before, and then I was like, fucking hell, $269.99? Holy shit! But I kind of let fandom get the better of me in that situation. So I actually tried, because when it went to process my order, it was like, oh, let's look at your bank info, blah blah blah, and let's take a look, oh blah blah blah, and that thing went on and on and on. So I was just like, fuck, the store probably crashed, or it's probably can't handle the sheer amount of people that are trying to get this thing. So, and in that time that people were like, just like trying to scramble over it, I figured, well, it looks like I lost my chance, because I'm not seeing, and I didn't get any email that it went through. I didn't get any kind of thing any confirmation. It's like, oh, your order has shipped, or not your order has shipped, but your pre-order was successful, or something like that. And I hate it. I hate it when they put collector's editions on their fucking online store. I don't like it. I didn't like it when they did it for Kingdom Hearts 2.5, when you had to fucking pay. Oh, thankfully you don't have to pay. Like, the people that did get a pre-order of it, which, good for you, you don't have to pay until September, which I was like, whew, thank God. Because if I had to pay now, because with the shipping and with the tax and everything, it comes out to more than $270. It comes out to like $330 if you want the game like the next fucking day. So The Witcher 3 was like the most I've ever spent on a game before. It was when it was all said and done, it was like $165 with the tax and everything. Maybe $170, I don't remember. That was the record. And if there was one game that was going to break that record, it was either going to be this or Kingdom Hearts 3. Because I usually draw the line. Like, I usually judge collector's editions. Like, I never got as excited as I am for the Doom collector's edition. I mean, as excited as I am for Doom, I didn't get the collector's edition. Because, one, I wasn't all that impressed with what it came with. It just came with, like, a statue and then the fucking, like, thing. It was just, I wasn't all that crazy about it. And even so before, I must admit, it did give me pause as to how much this fucking collector's edition was and what was actually in it. Because let me tell you guys what's in it. It is the game, of course. Steel case, big, nice collector's thing. Comes with Kingslave. Comes with some extra DLC. Comes with bonus content that's in the fucking deluxe edition. And then it comes with an exclusive PlayArts Kai Noctis statue, which, if you're aware of how much these fucking things cost, those statues are like $100, $120 by themselves. So I guarantee you the price would have been much lower if they hadn't included that Play Arts figure, which kind of pisses me off because I don't really want it. I just want it for the art book and the soundtrack. And if I find out they're gonna fucking sell that shit separately, I'm gonna cancel this shit and I'm just gonna buy the game and then get the soundtrack and get the art book. But something tells me they're not gonna sell the art book by itself. So, and I really, really want that soundtrack because I love Yoko Shimomura and I love the music in this game already. But yeah, all that's $270 for US dollars, of course. It's probably more in Canada and Europe and Asia and all that. It's probably a hell of a lot more just with international shipping and the Canadian dollar and all that. Just, my heart goes out to you guys that had to pay a lot more than I did for this. I shouldn't be I can complain because it's ridiculous how much it costs, but fuck it. That was basically my mentality by the end. I was just like, fuck it. Alright, yeah. But then I actually found out this morning that my order did go through. And I was like, oh, well, now that there's a fucking waiting list for it, I guess I'll keep my pre-order. I can always cancel it before the game comes out. So yeah. Cool. So I have successfully reserved one of the Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Editions. Hooray for me, I guess. We'll see in like 6 months' time if I actually keep the fucking thing. So that was interesting. So there's that. And of course they announced the release date finally. Everybody knew what it fucking was, unless you've been off the internet for like a few weeks. It was September 30th, and they even like teased it like it was going to be November 30th, and then of course it just just went back to September. So it's confirmed, worldwide release September 30th, 2016, which makes me pretty happy because that's something. I'm glad it's not like in December or in November or October because I'm gonna have a shitload of stuff to play. I want it to be in September because October is really not not normally a great month of games for me personally, because there's really not a lot of stuff in October that comes out that I want, that history has shown. I could be wrong this year, but we'll see. But when this game comes out, guys, I'm gonna basically become a hermit. I'm probably gonna take a few days off work so I can fucking play this, just because it's massive. This fucking game is just. It is massive just looking at it. And in that final trailer that they showed, that like uncovered extended thing that was like almost 5 minutes of just pure Final Fantasy 15 story and gameplay, and just it blew my fucking mind just watching it. I was just like, I was giddy. I was giddy, the likes of which I haven't been probably since they announced Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I was like, holy fucking shit. This okay, it just wow. Just in terms of just wow. This thing looks amazing. This whole game just looks amazing. And normally I gotta tip my hat to Square Enix. I mean, shit, they put on one hell of a show with this. I really don't really care much for kind of funny games, and to be honest, I'm not really that crazy about them, but I didn't think they were overly annoying like I thought they would be. But I gotta tip my hat, they put on a hell of a show. They brought the fucking they didn't just bring the big guns, they brought the cannons with this shit, and they fired one right after another, which was just wow. So there was just so much, and it makes me so excited for this game. I can't fucking wait for this game. September 30th seems like such a long time away, but thankfully until then I've got plenty of stuff to play. I've got fucking Dark Souls 3 coming out in less than 2 weeks now. I got Doom coming out at the beginning of next month. Uncharted 4. I got No Man's Sky. I mean, I'm gonna be busy. So thankfully 2016 is going to keep me one busy gamer So, fuck yeah, I can't fucking wait for Final Fantasy 15. I'm fucking stoked. I usually don't like that word, like stoked, but I'm fucking stoked for this goddamn game. I cannot fucking wait for it. I cannot wait for Final Fantasy 15. Even if this game, even if this goddamn collector's edition like sucks my wallet dry, I want it. And normally, like, as being the reasonable, responsible adult that I am, I definitely usually put my needs before my wants. But in this case, want. I want this. I want it badly. Want this Ultimate Edition. So I will take that bitter pill, the fucking $330, but fuck. Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down. So September 30th, less than 6 months from now. Cannot wait. Cannot fucking wait. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Should have some footage from the Doom beta coming out sometime this weekend, because I'm going to be all over that shit. Cannot fucking wait. They're talking about something I can't fucking wait for. I can't fucking wait for that either. Oh, and that I still need to record that Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 video. It's great, you guys. It's so fucking good. I'm so happy that Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 turned out as well as I had hoped. I'm very happy about that. So I gotta make a video about that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered event. What you thought of all the good news. What you just thought of it in general. Are you gonna suck your wallet dry by getting the Ultimate Edition? Let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.